Hello, everybody. It's Ian here, CEO at We Offer Wellness. And this evening we have the lovely Gillian or Jill, we just discovered. It could be either or. So, hello, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. The sun is out. I feel well. Tell us a bit about yourself, starting with where are you based, Jill?
So I'm based in Leatherhead in Surrey, just on the outside of the M25. So really good access from London to two train lines come in through Leatherhead. And yeah, good access from London altogether and the roads as well.
And tell us a bit about yourself then. So, what is it you do in this wonderful world of wellness that we find ourselves in?
So I'm a shamanic practitioner. And I'm a sound practitioner and a Reiki master as well. So through the We Offer Wellness, I'm offering shamanic healing sessions, shamanic drum birthing, and couples gong baths.
Loads of stuff, isn't it? It's amazing. And tell us a bit where's the journey start? We'll come back to that in a minute, okay? But where does this start for you then? Because I know there's a story in here.
There indeed is a story. So I grew up in a family where my mum was a practicing pagan. So there was certainly a lot of spirituality around in my house, and certainly felt a strong connection and resonating, with the spirit world and energy. So, cut a long story short. When my marriage broke down in 2012, it was time for me to be me. And I went out in the world and I decided to go into training, which started with Reiki, which a lot of people do to open up all the energy channels. And then moved into sound as well. Being a professional musician myself, I was a touring opera singer for many, many years, and music teacher. So sound seemed to be the the most obvious thing spiritually for me to explore. And that set me off on a wondrous journey until when I went to go and birth my own drum. I then came across who became my shamanic teacher and went on my shamanic path, which led me down a fantastic what I call way of life. The shamanic path is a way of life, connecting with nature, and allowing people to work through their trauma, and to find themselves again, without carrying all this trauma in their bodies. So that's where I am today.
And hey, if anyone comes and finds you or follows you on the social medias, um, most definitely that way of life is what comes to the fore, and brings to life that thing. Okay, tell us a bit about shamanic drum birthing. What does that involve for someone that's no idea what that is, but might be interested in
Okay.
discovering more?
So the shamanic drum is one of the oldest instruments that we have, dates back thousands and thousands of years. Every tribe around the country would have had drums, and they would have been made from animal skin, because when we had hunter-gatherers go out thousands of years ago, they would use every part of the animal. So the skin would be used for the drum, whereas the fur would be used for warmth, and the feathers and things that would be used for jewelry, and the bones as well. So the skin is what's used to make the drum, and the idea is that the animal that passed away or died lives on through that drum. So every drum. Every drum beat that's heard is the soul of that animal, which I feel is very beautiful. And so they'll come and they'll make a drum with a group of people, and we do it several times a year. And if there's a few people together, we can even come to them. If we've got a few people that book together, maybe they want a group of 4 or 5, and we can come to your back garden and we can make the drum with you. So you make the drum, you make your beater, and then you have a connection ceremony. So that's a shamanic ceremony, where we will connect you to the soul of that animal, and we will honor the tree that birthed the hoop as well. It's a very beautiful workshop. I love doing it.
Yeah, and do you know what that actually comes across? I was just thinking that, and I was actually thinking, I can imagine you're quite in your element, quite at home in that kind of ecology and in that process. And well, I think what's nice as well is where you bring bring into it the kind of the essence and the principles and the thinking, the reasoning behind it, which gives it a depth, but also a kind of value. So as you talk, that really comes across. So I hope it will connect to that. And look, and you said sort of opera singing, wasn't it? Opera singing. So in terms of using your voice now, as everyone's got this as an instrument, how does that find its way into what you do as well?
So I sing a lot of mantra, and I do mantra circles. And I also bring in medicine songs into my drum circles as well, and into the gong baths that I run with my husband. There's a lot of channeling that comes through the voice, and especially since my shamanic initiation into the Inca tradition, I have found very much so that there's a lot of very tribal sounds that are coming in, to my sessions, with the gong bass or with the drumming. So the voice is still working very, very well, and is still very much a big part of who I am. So it's not lost.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Now you mentioned your husband there,
Mhm.
and we were just talking before we started that you, off of the screen shot, you're also flanked by two other gongs, right? And we also got a gong
Yes.
behind you, and you were saying that it's your husband that likes to, and also does the sound work as well. So, am I presuming you collaborate on sessions? Are you both present for many of what you do?
Yes, so my husband's a carpenter, and he gets involved with the drum making because it's very much, he's a hands-on man. And he went into the gong practitioner training basically to just to bring a new depth into my sound baths, because I started off with just the crystal bowls, the Himalayan bowls, the native flute and the drum, the chimes, etc., etc. But it was missing the gongs, and I had a fun gong, which is a wing gong for anybody that doesn't know. But it needed that. It needed a foundation. It needed a layer of feeling like you're being held, and I feel that's what the gongs do. It just holds everyone in the space. So I sent him for training. And he now absolutely loves it. So we do a couple of times a month locally. We do our gong baths, and yeah, he loves getting involved. So it's great.
Yeah, absolutely. And just going back to the location, so you're on that kind of border into London as well. So do you sort of reach out into the London area as well as Surrey? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I certainly, for one-to-one clients and for gong bass and for drumming, they come down from London, which is great. And I think, when you're looking for a therapist, you're looking for someone that you can resonate with. You need to have, that you need to have that with that other person. You need to feel that there's a link there, rather than maybe somebody being looking for someone on price point, which some people do. They look for something on price point. For me, it's got to be something that I connect with, and that includes the person, that they're authentic, and I feel that I can get the best out of them. So that's what I hope I offer.
I absolutely, and this is hopefully what these conversations and chats are about, where people can, you know, feel and see and sense. And like myself, I work with sound, so that tuning fork principle idea, the resonance, the way things, the natural science of it all. This is all just helps to encourage it and emphasize it. So, hey, look, wonderful, very interesting. I would encourage people to seek you out, because I think a session with you will be much more than perhaps how it gets communicated, in text on a description, and hopefully these videos will bring it to life so people can have what I'm sure will be a fantastic, meaningful experience. And I suspect that's what you want them to have. So look, yeah, look wonderful. I'm sure our paths will cross again soon. So thank you for doing this on this occasion. We'll get you back for a longer one another time, which Tash is going to be doing. But for now, people, please go and find out Gillian at the Energy Wheel. Loads of experiences on there, some great photographs, and now you know what to expect. Partly. Thanks ever so much, Gillian. Thanks ever so
Thank
much.
you. Thanks.